So I wanted to talk about the new Disney Plus documentary Howard. So Howard is a lyricist who has recorded some of the most famous, uh, will help create some of the most famous music for Disney Renaissance films. Which this is the era in the '90s where Disney was releasing movies like, starting with The Little Mermaid to I'm forgetting what the last one was, but basically they made movies like The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, The Lion King, Hercules, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Tarzan, blah blah blah. They made a lot of great movies, a lot of movies that people think are great and love, and they're critically acclaimed. They were huge hits because there was an era in the '80s where Disney was actually failing, and a lot of their movies were bombing. And they had the biggest box office bomb of all time for Disney, The Black Cauldron, at the time, anyways. And so they were having all these different struggles in the '80s, and this is what happened in the '90s. So Howard Ashman was actually a Broadway. Well, he worked on Broadway and like musicals like The Little Shop of Horrors and things like that, which was turned into one of my favorite movies ever made, Little Shop of Horrors. He also worked with Alan Menken, who helped another brilliant composer and songwriter who worked with Howard Ashman. He worked on The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. And this is kind of the documentary about his life, which I like that they don't shy away from a lot of stuff in this documentary, because if you know anything about Disney documentaries, most of them are pretty bad. The reason why is because a company like Disney wants to shy away and not show any negative parts to how they actually are. And so they tried to shy away from stuff. They tried to pretend, no, it wasn't like this, it was like this. Walt didn't say those things, this didn't happen, this did. So they try to do that. But with this documentary, they don't try to shy away from much. This guy, it's told incredibly well. It's incredibly well edited. The footage they use is really well edited and flows into the documentary really well. And a lot of the voice recording, same thing with that. And it's really well done. It is incredibly well paced. It is very interesting, and you learn things about this man who is a big part of the Disney Renaissance. I would highly recommend this film. In terms of issues I have with the film, I do not like that they show footage of the live action Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin to kind of at the end when they talk about his legacy. Why that is a problem is because this is a man who grew a love for the process of animation and and what you can do with music behind it. He even states in this film that he does not like big live action productions, musicals. He thought they worked for the time that they were created, but he doesn't think they work anymore, right? So it's kind of disrespectful to, number one, take something this guy has created and show the remake of it that he probably would have hated and found disgusting. And he is no longer alive to have say in this, but still, that is pretty offensive. I do not find that appropriate, and I think that is a thing that Disney is doing, of course, to make themselves look good, right? Because it's on Disney Plus. So, hey, you like this documentary? Well, here, check out Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, and their remakes. But, in terms of what it's saying, it's not the right choice and the right call to put within this film. Of course, it's only in it for a couple minutes, but those couple minutes piss me off. And I know some people, well, I think the majority of people will not have that kind of feeling that I did, but still. Of course, this does focus more on his Disney career, but I'm glad that they didn't shy away from his Broadway production. Of course, they didn't talk about it much because he didn't seem to care for it much. So it was kind of appropriate for them to not talk about too much, because there's not much really to say there, honestly. But still, it was a really really well done, well put together documentary, and I am excited to see what else Disney will put on their platform in terms of documentaries. And if they're as good as this, I will gladly continue to watch all of them, because this is a really, really freaking good documentary, and you should check it out. This is like one of the best Disney documentaries out there. And there's a few Disney documentaries on Disney Plus that I've never seen. I actually need to watch, and I will be doing soon. But I think you definitely should check out this film if you have any interest in it, if you like documentaries, if you like good documentaries, that is. So yeah,